In this tutorial, you will learn how to bring an image into Blender 5.2. You will learn how to go into edit mode in Blender and add geometry to your drawing or image to allow it to animate. You will learn how to move the 3D cursor to use it to set origin points and bring in empties. You will learn to work with a stretch to constraint to make the basic animation possible. You will learn to rig an empty as a handle to control your character that will allow you to animate it as you choose. This tutorial is taught in a step-by-step fashion where I try to not only explain what I'm doing, but why I'm doing it. Thanks for looking at this tutorial. Hi, this is Ali Arango, and today I'm going to show you how to make a simple cutout animation. The plan here is to make 5 separate videos. This would be the first one with the easiest workflow to set up an extremely easy way to animate a cutout 2D character. The way I teach tutorials, we go through in a step-by-step fashion. There is no AI, made and used here in any way, just to let you know. Thanks for taking a look at this tutorial, and I hope that you enjoy it. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is bring in our image. One of the first things we're going to do, I'm going to press the N key here. I'm going to go to View, and then I'm going to go to 3D Navigation. You set this up in the Preferences. I like using this to get around the desktop. You can also use here. I tend to like this. So we're going to go to a front view. I'm going to select the cube, press X, then delete the cube. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is bring in this 2D, what I call a 2D cutout character. It's the drawing I made. We're going to hold Shift, press A. This brings up this menu here. We're going to go to Image, and then we're going to go to, of all these options here, you want to select Mesh Plane, all right? I have this on my desktop, so I'm looking for Miscellaneous Work Temp Short. This is where I have it at. Cutout Animation here, and there it goes right there. These settings over here, I'm going to change this to shadeless, and this basically what that does is that makes it so that this character doesn't need any kind of light. With that being done, that being set, I'm going to select Import Images as Plane, and there is the drawing brought in there. For you guys that have watched me for a long time, you probably noticed I am a little rusty. Definitely, it's been a while. Okay, I have this selected right here. This is the plane that we just brought in. I'm going to press R to rotate on the Z-axis -90, then press Enter to bring that in, or to rotate that so we can see what's going on. Okay, you notice we cannot see the drawing, so what we want to do is look to the upper right of the screen. We're currently on the solid view. We want to go to the right of that and select the material preview. And then with that, now we can see the actual drawing that I did. Okay, what we're going to do now is roll the mouse wheel to zoom in. And then basically when you work in Blender, if you're new to Blender, if you look to the upper left, you'll see we're in object mode, right? When you click here, you have all your different modes. You work with big objects in object mode. We're going to go to edit mode. Here in edit mode, we have this entire plane selected. It is one plane because it's a drawing, right? So what we're going to do is right click on that plane, right? So then what we're looking for is this subdivide right here. So we're going to left click on that, right? So now what we want to do is look to the bottom lower left of your screen, click on subdivide, see where this says number of cuts. What we're going to do is take this up to 10. And the reason why we're taking this up to 10 is before we had one square, so if we tried to move this, only the whole thing would move. Now we have all of these different points. So basically we want to do this simple animation. So by having all of these different my brain detail here, we can animate this a decent amount. So 10 is good as far as the number of cuts. Okay, so we're in edit mode. We're going to go back to object mode. Right here, you can see like which view we're in. We're in what's called a front orthographic view. Orthographic basically means almost like a blueprint view. The reason why I'm talking about this area here is I'm going to add statistics to here. The way I'm going to do that is look to the upper right. See these two circles here. I'm going to click here. I'm going to go down to statistics, and statistics. What it allows me to do is to see how many polygons, faces, all this detail here that we're currently working with. If you've been to this channel before, you're like, oh, he's back, the Rambler, he's back again. If you're not new to this channel, I got into making this YouTube channel. I'm saying this so when you hear me explaining things, you're like, wow, this guy explains a lot of stuff. I do that because I kind of started this channel. I was trying to learn Blender years ago, and basically there were steps skipped, and it was extremely frustrating. So I started making the first Blender tutorials basically to deal with that, to not have. So when you hear me going into detail, that's why. Anyway, when you look right here, this is the origin point, right? So what we want to do is we want to move this origin point down near the bottom of this drawing. So how do we do that, right? There's multiple ways we're going to do it. The way we're going to do it is we're going to go to the left-hand side of the screen, and we're going to select cursor, right? When we do that, whenever we left-click, not the origin point, sorry, the cursor, I meant the 3D cursor. So the 3D cursor was here. The origin point is still there. Here's the 3D cursor, right? Now, the reason why I want this 3D cursor here is so that I can move this origin point here, right? So that dot is the origin point. So what I'm about to do is show you how to get that origin point down to where the 3D cursor is at. All right, people who've been there for a long, I can feel it starting to come back. What I'm talking about is doing tutorials. I think I have this will be my 341st tutorial. If you've never been to this channel, like I said, it's been a while. Anyway, and I go up to object, right? And then see the the second one down, set origin, right? What we're going to do is look for origin to 3D cursor. So we move that 3D cursor down. You can still see in the center there's that orange dot. We're going to select origin to 3D cursor. And now you can see the origin is down here with the 3D cursor. Okay, so the way this animation is going to work is this origin point is almost going to be like, imagine this being like, if this was a finger, imagine this was like a piece of elastic, like an elastic paper here, right? This origin point is almost like if we had a finger or two fingers grabbing right here. What we're going to do is we're going to put an empty here. We're going to use that empty as a handle. And then we're going to, when we move that empty, it's going to pull away from this origin point here. And that's how our animation is going to work. All right, so this 3D cursor is very useful for bringing objects in, basically to know what's going on in Blender, right? Where this 3D cursor is at is where objects tend to come into Blender at. I want to bring in an empty here, right? So because when you look to the upper left of the screen, because I'm on this cursor, when I left click, which I didn't do yet, when I left click, that 3D cursor is going to jump to the top of the screen, right? So I'm going to left click, I left clicked, here's the 3D cursor. Because that 3D cursor is there, now I'm going to use this 3D cursor to bring in an empty right to here. Because the 3D cursor is here, we know where that empty is going to go to. Okay, so what we want to bring in is we want to bring in I'm clicked to get that spinning thing away. I'm clicking back here again. There we go. Wherever we click, because we're selected here, wherever we click, the 3D cursor will jump to, right? So what I'm going to do is hold Shift and then press A. And this brings up our Add To menu, right? So we're looking for empty. I like to use a circle empty when I'm working with cutout characters, right? You can see that's very big. When I say that's the 3D, that's the empty there. I'm going to zoom back so you can see it. I'm going to press S on my keyboard and move the mouse to shrink this down. Notice that this is going right towards that 3D cursor. Okay, I'm going to roll the mouse wheel to zoom back in. I'm going to select. Okay, so when I click, the 3D cursor jumps around, which what I wanted to do, I forgot. So what I'm going to do is go back to this tool right here, the select box tool. Now when I left click, the 3D cursor won't jump around, right? So what I want to do here is I'm going to click on our drawing here, right? I'm going to look to the right-hand side of the screen. I'm going to look to me, this always looks like, it's just how my mind is. It looks like a soda can cap to me. So this is our constraints menu. We're going to click here, right? We have this add object constraint. We're going to select here, and then we want to go to the stretch to constraints. We're going to left click that, right? So now, because this object, this drawing is selected, this drawing now has a stretch to constraint on it. Take a wild guess what the stretch to constraint is going to do. It's going to stretch to something, and what we want it to stretch to is this empty right here. All right. Okay, so with the stretch to empty set on our drawing, what we're going to do is we can either click this eyedrop and select this, right? Or we can click here, look for the empty there, right? I'm going to click out there. So we have those two options. We're going to go to this eyedropper, right? And when I take the eyedropper, see how this is neat. This is the newest version of Blender. I'm saying this is neat because it's like object empty. I don't know if Blender did that or versions back. Anyway, what I'm going to do is left click, and now you actually saw this change slightly. Now, this stretch to option is set up to work with this empty here. Okay, and believe it or not, with that, the very simple, it took a while because I do like to explain things, maybe over-explain. When we click here, right, this is our handle for our drawing, and now when we press G, we can make this character animate. So is the character animating so that the character is walking or swinging sword or anything? No, I actually do plan to get into something like that as we advance forward. However, if you need a character to move, this sets you up so that you can have movement with this character, particularly a breathing animation. This was a background character, or you wanted your character to be in a position where the character has some kind of life to it. Now remember, this is from a drawing that I did. So what I like about this method of doing things is pretty easy to get a drawing. Once you know how to do this, you want movement to a character, you can put it in here and set up the stretch to constraint, the empty. It's very quick and can just get you moving on to whatever you're working for and giving you a little bit of animation very quickly. Okay, so I'm back on YouTube, and basically what I would like to do is show you how to actually animate this. This was setting up the animation. I would like to do that in another tutorial. I'm planning to go through probably about 5 tutorials, going in increasing levels of animation. We'll do things most likely like separating the sword, separating the arm, so the character can actually swing, actually have more movement than what you're seeing now. There's a good chance we'll probably make it so the character drawing, I should say, so its cape looks like it's blowing. Making this tutorial is kind of a way to see, how do you guys want to hear me do tutorials? Is anybody interested? I've been pleased with my, how people respond to me on YouTube in the past. I like making tutorials, and I'm happy to be back. So if you're watching this tutorial and you made it to the end, because this is the end, thank you very much for watching. If you like what you see on this channel and you would like to see more, please subscribe. Thanks, guys and girls. Thank you.